Well, supply chain disruptions continue creating hurdles for the ag sector as planting season progresses. Growers are struggling with high prices and limited supplies. Agriculture groups are now highlighting the need to decrease dependence on foreign manufacturing. Well, Kip Eideberg with the Association of Equipment Manufacturers joins us once again here in studio with further perspective on the situation. And Kip, again, thanks for sitting down with us. We appreciate you taking the time. So how have the supply chain issues been impacting the equipment industry?
Well, we're facing some fairly significant headwinds on this front, Janet. I was just in Illinois, and I can tell you that on average, from our member companies in that state, they're saying that as many as 3 out of 4 pieces of finished equipment is sitting on their lots because they're missing at least one component. So obviously that's causing a lot of disruptions to the marketplace, and with demand strong right now for equipment, both on the farm and the construction side, not being able to get those finished products out to customers in the United States and around the world is having a chilling effect on our industry.
Is there any legislation in the works to try to alleviate the issue?
There is. So Senators Klobuchar and Thune introduced the Ocean Shipping Reform Act earlier this year. That's really intended to bring some common sense to the shipping industry, make it more fair, make it more accessible, make it more transparent. Right now, our member companies are telling us that as much as 60% of their finished orders cannot be shipped because they can't access containers. So what this legislation will do is it will ensure that shipping companies do accept ready-to-export goods sitting at ports onto their ships and into their containers as they're sailing. Right now, too many ships are leaving U.S. ports empty, only because of the distortions in the marketplace. It is, believe it or not, cheaper and more affordable for them to bring empty ships back to Asia, to fill them up with goods, to bring them back to the U.S., than to have them sit in port for 2 more days just waiting for American commodities or equipment to go to foreign markets.
You know, I kind of think that environmental groups would jump all over that for the wasted travel. As far as the Ocean Shipping Reform Act, does it seem like it has the support? It sounds pretty common sense.
Yeah, it does. It's got broad support, not just from our industry, but from manufacturing groups across the country. Obviously, farming groups, growers are supporting it as well. So we're optimistic that we can see some movement on it. The fact that it's bipartisan, obviously, is great news. Not just for the process, but I think also for the final outcome. So, we're making this one of our key priorities right now, and let's see what happens. You never know with Congress, but we're optimistic.
And now let's back up just about a week or so. I believe it was just last week. Time flies by, but of course we had Ag Day, and Ag Day made it to the Washington Mall this last year.
Yeah, it sure did. We brought 21 equipment manufacturers to the National Mall, along with all of our great friends, in the farming community, grower groups, et cetera. And really, we could think of no better way than to tell Republicans and Democrats alike that they need to set aside their differences and deliver big wins for manufacturers and farmers by taking our equipment literally to their doorsteps in our nation's capital. So it was a great couple of days. We had the Secretary of Agriculture join us. We had Senators Stabenow and Boozman from the Senate Ag Committee there. 16,000 people walked the mall. I got a first-hand look at modern agriculture equipment. We talked a lot about the benefits of modern agriculture equipment. So big win for our industry and a big win for farmers.
Do you think you guys will do it that way again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
This is just the first time, and we'll be back.
All right. Well, glad to hear it. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you come back to join us here in studio again down the road. AEM Senior Vice President of Government Affairs and Industry Relations, Kip Eideberg, joining us right here in studio in our Nashville, Tennessee offices. Thank you again, Kip.
Thank you.